Dane Smith and the Buffalo Bandits are chasing history as they look to become just the second team to win 3 in a row. Standing in their way is Austin Shanks and the Saskatchewan Rush, who have Team of Destiny vibes. It's Game 1 of the NLL Finals from Banditland on TSN. Welcome to Buffalo, New York, where the city is buzzing with Bandit fever as they rally around their beloved Buffalo Bandits. You want best on best? Well, you've got it. As this year's finals, we'll see the top 2 teams for the regular season square off in a best of 3. It's a rematch of the dramatic 2016 finals where the Rush came out on top of a last-second goal by Jeff Cornwall. Take a look at the NLL playoff bracket brought to you by Hotel Planner. The Bandits knocking off the Seals and then the Warriors to advance their 5th straight finals, while Saskatchewan knocked off Georgia and Halifax to book their ticket to the big dance. Welcome inside the broadcast booth for the Castor Countdown to Face-Off. He is Pat Gregor. My name is Teddy Jenner. We'll go down to the floor and chat with Ashley Docking momentarily. But Pat, number 1 versus number 2, couldn't ask for anything better.
And it's history versus destiny with the Buffalo Bandits. They're looking to become just the second team to go back-to-back-to-back in NLL history. And then with Saskatchewan, a team that's a little bit ahead of schedule. But don't tell them they're just 2 wins away from an NLL Cup.
Well, they say to win a championship, you have to have a good defense, and, well, the Buffalo Bandits have that, starting with Mr. Vintage, Matt Vince.
Aging like a fine wine, Teddy. He just keeps getting better and better with age, and he keeps getting better in the postseason. For whatever reason, when the clock and the calendar flips to May, this guy flips a switch and just pulls out his best lacrosse. It's big save after save. He builds confidence to the defense, which leads to the offense. And this guy here, this team's going to win a championship. We know he's got to be big.
He's got over 1,000 NLL playoff saves in his career, and he's just a few away from 1,000 with the Bandits alone. One of the men patrolling the turf in front of him is Captain Steve Priolo, and he's with Ashley Docking.
Steve, it's hard enough to make 1 finals run, never mind 5, winning the last 2. In what ways have you guys elevated your game in order to be here yet again this season?
We're just constantly developing our systems and trying to get better. You know, you're trying to read other teams, and, you know, with the shrinking of the league this year, everybody got a little bit better, so the dynamics changed, so we're just trying to constantly be making maneuvers that work.
We got to talk about the historic defense and goaltending we've seen through the playoffs for you guys. What is the key to your success so far?
Same answer. It's just trying to read what the other team's doing. Everybody has a game plan, and how can you make adjustments on the fly, and how can you manage a game and hopefully come out on top.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
They say everyone has a game plan to get punched in the mouth and expect both teams to come out firing. Now, for the Saskatchewan Rush, they're coming off a dramatic win of their own in the semifinals, and they're, like you said, a little bit ahead of schedule, but they're playing like a team who's been here before.
Especially out the back end. They are so young, but this team, for whatever reason, feels like this moment is just not too big, and it leads with the athletes out the back door. Jake Boudreau, in his first playoff, he has been unbelievable, pushing the pace out the back end. Holden Garland, same thing, his first playoff run, and he continues to elevate, but at no moment bigger than this one here, the unthinkable, led by Mike Messenger with that check, and just when he thought anything couldn't crazier happen, this was it, just icing on the cake.
It has been a heck of a run for the Saskatchewan Rush, and they do it especially out the back door. 10 of 39 scored by defenders, but they don't just score, they also do a great job on the PK as well. Defender of the Year, Matt Hosick, is down with Ashley.
Matt, in your last series, you guys were fantastic defensively, holding Halifax to under 10 goals in both games. What are you going to carry over to try and do the same thing to Buffalo here tonight?
Yeah, it's just continue to do what we've been doing all season long. Work through doing the low things and continue to just outwork teams and grind away at it.
Buffalo's defense has been very stingy, so how big of a role is your transition game going to play in alleviating some of the pressure for your offense, particularly 5-on-5?
Yeah, it's like Keenan said before, we're going to have to be deliberate and intentional in everything we do in transition. Push the pace, but take our opportunities when they're high percentage and try and put them on their heels.
Thank you so much. Good luck today.
Yeah, thank you.
The easy stuff is the hard work because that is the choice. Words from Derek Keenan before this series started. Who will draw first blood? Who can maintain their focus? Who will step up and rise to the occasion? Game 1, the NLL Finals, coming up on TSN. Moments away from face-off here in Banditland as 18,000 strong have packed the building. And to set the scene between the benches, the big dog, Ashley Docking.
Thank you, Teddy. And we've talked a lot about how good this Buffalo goaltending and defense has been. Just 16 goals against through 3 games. So how does Saskatchewan solve them? Well, we talked to co-head coach and GM of the year, Derek Keenan, and he said, I actually like the idea of playing fast against Buffalo. Hit them before they've set up. They play in this semi-zone and really pack it in. So if we can get to them early, it benefits us. But then he also added, when they pack it in, you have to get to the middle. Rock, chisel, hammer is the order of the day.
Thank you, Ashley. There's a look at Derek Keenan, named General Manager of the Year just a couple days ago. His running mate, Jimmy Quinlan, was named Head Coach of the Year. Here's a look at Frank the Tank, Frank Chiliano between the pipes. Also, NLL Goaltender of the Year. So the Rush have cleaned up in the award, but they would like to bet the biggest award at the end of the year.
Yeah, they'll trade in all these individual awards for the big one, the NLL Cup. But if they are going to hoist that thing, Frank Chiliano is going to be massive.
At the other end, it's Matt Vince, the GOAT, the legend, who's playing in his 10th NLL Finals. He's only been in the league for, 18 years? He's been to the finals 10 times. This guy just gets better and better, and he has been phenomenal in these playoffs.
Steps up his game every time the moment gets big, his play gets bigger.
At the dot, it'll be Connor Farrell against Jake Naso, and Jake Naso has had his way with everybody he's gone up against in these playoffs. Will he have a decided advantage here tonight? We'll have to wait and see. Your officials, Chris Williams, Brennan Hessen, Brett Colomb, and Joe Smith, the shot clock operator. Scratches for Buffalo, Lucas Nielsen and Ron John. For Saskatchewan, Mike Triolo and Keegan Bell, as Levi Anderson will factor in for his first NLL playoffs. It's game 1 of the finals. Bandits, Rush. Enjoy, everybody. And Naso wins the draw to Mike Messenger. Saskatchewan will have first possession. Messenger across center to the captain, Ryan Keenan. As Banditland comes alive almost instantly. Robert Church plants his feet, skip pass, shot, scores! First shot, first goal. 22 seconds in, it's the spark plug, Clark Walter.
My goodness, you could not have asked for a better start from the road club. Saskatchewan coming in. They perfectly execute a plan. You win the faceoff. Look at right on top of the crease. Listening to Ashley Docking's keys to victory. Get on top of the crease, swing the ball east-west, and a great finish from Clark Walter, the spark plug of this offense.
Walter's 4th of the postseason. Give an assist to Robert Church, who made the skip pass. And we're back to the center dot with the Rush leading at 1-0. A stalemate between Naso and Farrell. Ball finally pops free. Who's going to come away with it? And it's going to be the Cowboy, Nick Weiss. Whitty at center for the Bandits. Not for Kyle Buchanan, who was named Sportsman of the Year. And now Josh Byrne. Marked up. Mike Messenger. Byrne across the top. Gives it to Ian McKay. And that was blocked in front. Never made it on target. Quickly running with the Rush. It is Matt Hossa. Keenan, far corner. Man. One of the only guys who had success against Buffalo in their meeting earlier this season. Now getting on these is Robert Church. Shot turned aside nicely by Matt Vince. Good rebound save from Vince after giving up the first one.
2 offensive sets and 2 unbelievable scoring opportunities. That time, Church just recognizing they run a little bit of a lower vacate. That gives enough space for him to take it to the cage.
Skip past to Nanaco. Byrne. Kluche. Kluche trying to find an angle. Good defense there by the Rush, and Kluche will step in the crease. Now here's Jared Smith, undrafted out of Winnipeg. 2 Manitoba-born players in the National Cross League. There's Austin Shanks, who had a fantastic semifinal against Halifax. Levi Anderson playing his first NLL playoff game. Drives, dives, scores! Welcome to the playoffs, Mr. Anderson. And it's 2-0 Saskatchewan.
Almost a very similar set piece that Saskatchewan ran with Robert Church. This time they go with the fresh legs, the stud athlete in Anderson. And you can see here, look, they vacate the lower bottom of that defense. They see a matchup they like with wires. No slide, no help, no problem for Anderson. Keeps his body out of the crease too. Sickening stuff. Banditland is silenced.
Last game Anderson played was back on April 13th against Colorado. He was a 2019 Rocky Mountain Junior Lacrosse League MVP with the Raiders Lacrosse Club. And he'd been sitting idle, watching a lot of lacrosse over the last few weeks. But Jimmy Quinlan and Derek Keenan taking out Mike Triola, putting in the faster, speedier Levi Anderson, and it's paid off. Late change for Saskatchewan. Here's Mann. Skips it to Shanks. Mann's far side Walter, 7 on the shot clock. Walter around the top, plants his feet and just sailed high. Gets his own rebound, that one went off target. And then up into the netting, it'll be Bandits' possession. But early on, Patty, Saskatchewan having the bulk of the offense.
Yeah, they're really trying to use their athleticism. The one adjustment I like there, though, we normally see Creel up at the top. He takes it upon himself to play down on the crease, anchors it, don't allow those 2 last easy looks happen once again.
Dane Smith, and a little offensive player here. Beats his man, shot, kick, save, and a beauty from Frank Chiliano. His first real big test, and he answered it. Now Jared Smith, flip pass to Church across center. BK3 will head off for a change. Church trying to get underneath, will roll back. Mann's the late man on the floor. Church to Keenan. Gets inside. Oh, off the short side junction. He'll go all the way back to Chiliano.
Well, Teddy, we spent a lot of our open talking about the athleticism out the back door, the horses, the thoroughbreds that they have. Well, we can't forget about Saskatchewan up front. When they get their ball spinning, their feet moving, they are tough to defend.
Walter on the far side. Skips it to Church. One more. Oh, great sliding double pad stack from Matt Vince. Throwing it back to some 1980s hockey.
Like dominant assets inside this building, Teddy.
Byrne can't get underneath. Finds the late man Nanico for the head of Steve. Inside shot just goes wide. And then Nanico takes an extra shot from Messenger. Running his Boudreaux with a head of steam. And there's that heady play in transition that Jimmy Quinn and Derek Keenan talked about.
Yeah. Taking opportunities when they arise. Get it to safe space. If it's there, take it. If not, like we just saw there, settle it, let your offense get out.
Shanks, shot, well off target. Rebound to Keenan, 10 on the shot clock. Up top, Mann, one more Shanks. Shot, shoulder safe, Vince, up and out of play. Shot, 6-1, make it 7-1 now in favor of the Rush. Buffalo, first time these playoffs, they've been down 2-0, or sorry, down by 2 goals. Hadn't happened all playoffs, Pat. Remarkable. Sorry, it's just the second time it's happened. Still remarkable. Short side shot, that time by Keenan. Again, Vince, the left shoulder save.
Now here's the thing, you can see Buffalo really packing in an off ball, not allowing to get exposed with some of those lower vacates that they are running, trying to move the bodies, but now this opens up a little more of those outside shots.
Byrne scored! And Banditland to their feet. His fan favorite, Josh Byrne, gets the first of the game for Buffalo.
Slow, methodical. That's sometimes how Byrne brings the ball in the offensive zone, lulls you to sleep, and then blasts a howitzer, a bouncer, right by Frank Giuliano. A hope and a prayer was the only thing that was going to help him stop that absolute missile.
Crazy to say this, as it's the 4th game the Buffalo Bandits played. That is just the 2nd goal of the postseason. Is by Messenger to the rack. Oh, he had a stick check late by Whitty. It's only the 2nd goal of the playoffs for Josh Burke.
I knew exactly what you were going to say, Teddy, but it's still jarring to hear that.
Here comes Buffalo. Now down by just 1. The goal scorer, Josh Byrne, with it in his stick. Comes around the top. Again, same shot. This time off the right leg of Giuliano. But Byrne gets his own rebound. Fresh 30 Buffalo. Nanico, backdoor cut. Buchanan! And we're tied! What a beautiful off-ball backdoor cut by Kyle Buchanan.
This is what makes Buffalo's offense so deadly. With the blink of an eye, we're tied. What a feed! What a find from Hogan Anico. But Kyle Buchanan reels this in, takes flight, stays out of the crease. One of the smallest players on the floor each and every night, but constantly has the biggest heart.
For Kyle Buchanan, his 2nd of the postseason. Maybe more importantly on that play, Patty, Dane Smith has now tied his head coach, John Tavares, for most points in NLL playoff history with his 200th playoff point. And here he comes now, 1 away from the record. 1-on-1 against Boudreau. To Byrne. Now Ian McKay to the middle of the floor, trying to go low to low. And Giuliano makes that save as McKay comes crashing into the crease. And that takes us to our first TV timeout. What a start. Not even 7 minutes in, we've already got 4 goals. 2-2's your score. Join us. Come back. You're watching Game 1 of the NLL Finals in Buffalo. The city of Buffalo is located on the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee people, made up of the 6 sovereign nations, the Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and Tuscarora. The NLL and TSN acknowledges all nations, indigenous and non, who live, work, and play on this land, and who honor and celebrate this territory. Back inside Bandit Land, where the chicken wing meter is already getting up to hot noise, as the Bandits have come back from down 2-0 to tie things up. Shots now 7-5 in favor of the Rush. Here's Zach Mans. Gives it off to Robert Church. Didn't play in the last time these two teams met. Short side shot. Shoulder saved by Matt Vince. Quickly up ahead to Nick Weiss.
That last shot there, a sniper in this league for so long like Robert Church, he's going to love that shot. But the way that the Bandits give up those looks and the way that Vino wants to see it, that's the type of shot he loves eating.
Josh Byrne thought about it, skips it to Smith. Boudreau peels out of the way. Smith, pushed back by Garland, up top Ian McKay, swim move, slide comes from Messenger. And that'll be a shot clock violation. Good defense out of the timeout by Saskatchewan as Byrne and Messenger have some words with each other heading off the floor. Here comes Brock Haley. 5 points in 3 playoff games for the Whitby product. Up ahead, Haley thought about it, takes it, blocked in front. 8 on the shot clock. Haley again. Got to get a shot off. He drives, he dives, and he stepped in the crease. Well, they've actually called an illegal screen. It'll be Buffalo possession with 7.5 to go in the opening quarter. Thanks for joining us, Ashley Dawkin, Pat Gregoire, Teddy Jenner. Appreciate you watching on TSN, TSN Plus, ESPN Plus, and of course NLL Plus. Dane Smith, shot soaked in front. They'll call that an illegal screen as well, as Ian McKay didn't hear the whistle. Neither did the 18,000 here inside KeyBank Center. Clark Walter will bring it across center. Here come the Rush to the offense, trying to regain their lead. Shanks to Keenan, double clutch, 5-hole shot. Vince got just enough. Rebound to the captain, Steve Criollo. Up ahead to Dane Smith. 102 assists in the regular season. Not bad. Kyle Buchanan on the far side. Bounce pass to Ian McKay. Up top, Bird, time and room, shot. Just off target. Got the fans with the long goal behind the net. Loose ball. And it'll be picked up by Chilianos. A rush player goes through a couple Bandits. And temper's already starting to build up here.
Looks like we're actually going to get one here. I think that's our crew chief, Chris Williams, with his hand up.
And it's going to be a retaliation call. Backhand feed, shot. Loose ball near sideboard. And Church had his stick knocked out of his hand. Weasel pick it up. And Saskatchewan will head to their first power play of this game.
The 18,000 plus are not pleased with this call because they saw Dogan Anacoke and Ian McKay get roughed up, but we hear it all the time. Send it down to Chris Williams first.
Buffalo, 2 minutes rough.
How many times, Teddy, in the game of lacrosse do you hear they're not going to get the first one, but they always get the retaliatory? As we see a hard shot to the face. I know they're not pleased that the close official didn't have it, but it was the trail official who got it.
Rush to the power play shot, turned aside by Matt Vince. Saskatchewan 47.8% with a man advantage. Buffalo killing off 66%. Shanks to Church. Save Matt Vince, loose ball in front. Bodies battling, who's going to come up away with it? Still battling. Keenan knocked to the turf. Loose ball picked up by Weiss. Up ahead. And wise play by Cam Wires to slow the pace of things. Let the offense go to work, try to kill some time.
Discipline key for the Buffalo Bandits, not just staying out of the box, but discipline within staying with your system. Wires, you can see, thought about going to the net. No, let's kill off some more time.
Inside feed to Buchanan. Oh, he wanted the reverse flip, but didn't have possession. Minute remaining on the minor to Anacoke. Comes Austin Shanks. Takes the shot from Dawson. They'll go strong left. Keenan will set things up. Walter to the crease. Church drags. Double high seal. One more. Shot short side. Never made it on target. Loose ball. Church had it for a second. And a good chop there from Wires. Ball pop free and loose. And Buffalo going to kill this 30 seconds. Good job by the Buffalo defense in making sure they get a couple extra chops in. 4:43 remaining. 32 seconds remaining on the minor. It's game one, and it's 2-2. It's been a fantastic start.
Forget paint the town red. Teddy said it right. Paint the town orange, black, and white because it is full Bandits fever here ahead of the finals game one. And it's not just displays like this. Ian McKay posted on his Instagram story just the other day that he got some patio furniture delivered and they wrote a note on it. Hey, go Bandits. And I'm sure that patio furniture would love to see another championship celebration should Buffalo pull it off here in this series.
Thank you, Ashley. There's Ian McKay chatting things over with one of the officials. And it'll start with Dane Smith deep in their own zone. Great little exit play there for Kyle Buchanan to get over center. 22 remaining on the minor to Anacoke, so Buffalo should be able to kill off the majority of this and get us back to 5 aside. McKay, watched by Adam J. Sprints behind the net, got Messenger on him. 5 on the shot clock, Buchanan. Up top, Smith, bounce shot. Just missed on the short side pipe, goes up and out of play. And it'll be rush possession. Anacoke out in 2 seconds. Saskatchewan 0 for 1 with 2 shots on target. Inside cut for Zach Vance, passing just behind him. And a nice job finding that loose ball was Ryan Keenan. 18 on the shot clock for Austin Shanks. Shanks through a screen, off target. Falls right to Levi Anderson. Anderson, little split dodge, cross screen, feeds, what a look, and a fantastic finish. Austin Shanks, stay hot, young man. It's 3-2 Saskatchewan.
playoff leading 11 goals for one, Suit Shanks. Seattle got a great chance before ball gets dragged down. And how about the athleticism from Levi Anderson? That's exactly the dynamic he brings into this lineup. But it's a great backdoor cut. Good find, good finish. Shanks, who's been ripping it from outside, gets it done on top of the crease. There's not many holes in this Bandits defense, but Saskatchewan's creating them, and they're finding them.
Austin Shanks, one of the few players on the Saskatchewan team that has NLL Finals experience. Of course, he was a member of the Rochester Nighthawks on their three-peat bid, and they beat this Saskatchewan Rush team. 3:30 to go. Walter. Carries up high. Watched by Wires. Up top. Haley. Skip pass. Clark Walter. Fire for the shot clock. Up top to Haley. Can't get his hands for good rotation defensively, and an outside shot goes well over top from man. What did Steve Dietrich tell us about the right side defenders for Buffalo? They don't get a lot of notoriety, but they play incredibly tough defense.
Yeah, they don't have to cause turnovers because they just don't get beat one-on-one. They don't have to throw those home run checks, Teddy.
Dane Smith denied on the doorstep. Hossack sprints across center. Takes a couple chops from Josh Byrne. And then he throws it away. Good pressure by the Buffalo Bandits to cause that turnover.
And that's the thing, Teddy. We know Dane Smith, Josh Byrne, they put up a bajillion and a half points a season. But the thing that makes them great players to elite players is that, riding the ball. Forecheck, back check, paycheck.
Here's Byrne. Bandits trying to get Bandit Land trying to get their team fired up. Ian McKay tucks it, shot, deflected, never made it on target. He's able to find his own rebound. Oh, that pass is ticked off by BK3. What a handle in traffic. Quickly up ahead to Jared Smith.
The rare no-look pickoff.
Shanks gets underneath. Shot deflected by Byrne, who's back playing defense again. And now Belter, and a penalty coming. Not sure who this is against. And Belter trying to pull a man off of Josh Byrne. Body's going at it in front and then behind. These two teams don't play each other much. Not much of a real rivalry. But you put them on this stage with a whole lot at stake, and everything becomes a rivalry.
Looks like Zach Belter's heading to the box. I don't know if he's going to be solo here.
I wonder if they get him for, like, I know it's not a fight, but I wonder if that's, maybe they may consider that third man in.
Well, it looks like they're doing some housekeeping here. Brett Colomb down on the turf pointing at some bodies. Austin Shanks walking over to the bench. On the penalty box, I should say. Let's take a look right here. Okay, so here's that. Byrne and Shanks getting involved here. And you can see Belter's going to come in right away. I see what you're saying, Teddy. No gloves are dropped. I don't think they're going to call that.
And Byrne is now heading to the box as well, so Belter's going to definitely going to get the extra one. So you can't hear the official as his mic's having some issues. But it sounds like they're giving everybody 2-minute roughing minors, but Belter is going to get the extra one. And it should be Saskatchewan power play, I would imagine.
There will be, as you can see, now all the other rough stuff ensues. Let's take another look right here. So Shanks goes wide, little rub out. I think that was, so that's exact, so the little initial rub is fine. So that's a wash. Going to be two roughs here. You see Robinson and Anderson. And Belter getting involved there as well. So no doubt going to be a 2-minute power play here.
All three get 2 minutes for rough. Byrne and Shanks were coincidental.
Yep.
So Belter's the only one that's up on the board.
Yep.
Rush to their second power play of the night. 0 for 1 with 2 shots. Keenan will set it up. Backhand flip to Mans. Right back to the cap. Skip past Clark Walter. Church. Keenan. Won't force it now. He will. Save at Vince. Loose ball. And Walter had it, but had a stick knocked out of his hand. And then Wires loses possession. Walter has it. He's pressured. Tries to flip it to Mans. He takes a heavy cross check, but uses his feet to get out of trouble. Up top, Mans. Won't force it. Walter. 20 in the shot clock. 1:15 in the quarter. Mans from the shooter position. Skips it to Church. Oh, off the short side pipe. Mans might have gotten a piece. Reset to 30. Keenan will call out the play.
Last minute play in the first quarter.
Haley will take Shanks' crease spot. Drag from Keenan. Mans with the steal. Church shot blocked by Paul Dawson. Shoulder saved by Matt Vince. And Clark Walter finds that rebound off for a forced pass through the interior. Brock Haley up top. Keenan fakes it, flips it to Haley. Has to dodge the official. Up top, Keenan put it wide on the bouncer. Loose ball falls to Church. 12 on the shot clock. Haley. Keenan backhand flip. Mans shot blocked in front this time by Cam Wires. Block party in full effect. 20 seconds left in the quarter. 18 on the minor to Belter. Now McKay with it. Can Buffalo get one more shot off here, maybe tie this thing? Bounce pass to Fraser. Shot from outside. Oh, he hit the pipe at the buzzer. A seeing eye shot from Chase Fraser. Fooled Chiliano.
Back and forth, we saw each team trade 2 goals, but the difference maker right now, that last goal from Saskatchewan, it's a heavyweight bout. Blow after blow.
3-2's your score. Austin Shanks has the go-ahead goal. The place is rocking, and this has been a fantastic opening 15 minutes of Game 1 of the NLL Finals on TSN. Welcome back to KeyBank Center. Second quarter action about to get underway. Let's find some more information about Cam Wires and a special friend of his with Ashley Dawkins.
We all know the lacrosse community absolutely loves to claim athletes or coaches from other pro sports as, you know, one of us. Bill Belichick, John Tavares, the Toronto Maple Leafs one, and this year's poster boy for, did you know he played lacrosse? Pat Spencer of the Golden State Warriors. He not only played lacrosse, he excelled at it. He was the first Tewaaraton Award winner in Loyola's program history. He was also teammates with Buffalo's Cam Wires, and I had a chance to catch up with Pat Spencer this week. He said, when Wires came to school in my senior year, he was probably our best defender as a freshman. Not many rookies want to come in and go head-to-head with me, said Spencer. He said, but he had that chip on his shoulder and loved the physicality. I'm sure he's a beast in indoor where he gets to put his hands all over guys.
Thank you, Ashley. And they're going to give Byrne the outlet from the box. And so we're back to 5 aside. Saskatchewan 0 for 2 with a man advantage. Here's Band trying to get underneath. Shot far side, shoulder saved by Vince. Now Keenan. Church. Brock Haley. Shot off of the deflection, gets his own rebound, can't pull the trigger. Walter to Mans. Defense from Thomas Whitty. And then hit Brock Haley. A little low to high, bring it back down between the wickets. And Saskatchewan has their second 2-goal lead of the game.
This release, this shot, Teddy, accompanied with 74 goals in 16 games in junior, is why Derek Keenan picked up the phone and called Kurt Malosky and said, I got to have this guy in my roster. An absolute rocket bouncer from the outside. Silky smooth release. I could watch this guy shoot the biscuit all day long. The only thing that happened there, looks like the Bandits got a little mesmerized from that shot as well.
The rookie has points in all but 2 games this year, so he's been absolutely near perfect for Derek Keenan. And he has his team up by 2, a minute in to the second quarter. Now Mann tried to flip it inside to Keenan. Mann's shot goes wide to the far side. Loose ball picked up by Haley. They'll move it to Shanks. Shot misses. Late in the 30. Keenan put on target. One of the easier saves for Matt Vince. Quickly outlet up the floor.
Seeing Robinson and Haley go toe-to-toe. Those two went toe-to-toe just a few summers ago in junior lacrosse. We're marked to see how they become elite players at the NLL level now.
Dane Smith inside. Boucher with a heavy shot from about 5 feet off the top of the crease. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Buchanan right into the breadbasket of Chiliano. He'll move it up ahead.
That stop right there is why I think Frank Chiliano's athleticism goes greatly underrated. That's not just a big body blocking there. He had to move.
Haley on a razor pick. Outside shot off the target. Rebound Walter, and again Matt Vince having to make a big save. And then Walter stepped aside off a big incoming hit from Belzer. And now Dawson will bring it across center. Fraser to Nanico. The head of steam will do a lap behind the net. Gets a pick, trying to get in front. Hands tied up there by Hawson. Outside shot by Burns, saved by Chiliano. Loose ball, picked up by the Rush. They'll get across center with Holden Garland.
Teddy, I know anytime you can get Josh Burns sweeping the top, taking a shot, you're going to take it, but just a little too easy for Saskatchewan right now.
Shanks, the shirt, backdoor feed, Keenan, shot off target. Running with the Bandits. Kyle Matisse playing his first game in quite some time. Traded to Buffalo at the deadline with a 3-team deal. Placed on the IR back April 25th. Smith to Burn. Inside feeding, Kluche gotten off the turf. Now Saskatchewan with slow numbers. Man's heavy shot, great leg save by Matt Vince. Kicking the left leg out.
Barnable just 5'10", 170, but came in, slammed Kluche to the ground.
Nanico with a spinning shot, and Chiliano had to be careful with that one. Now Messenger trying to run. Skip pass up ahead. Bounce shot far side again. A nice save from Matt Vince. A little bit of a track meet here. Nearly parts the second quarter. Who do you think that favors going back and forth like this?
I know there's some good transition bodies with Buffalo, but I certainly think it favors this Saskatchewan team who's a little more athletic out at both gates.
McKay, near side Dane Smith, 10 on the shot clock for Buffalo. Buchanan, Matisse, low shot, oh, it hit the pipe. Beat Chiliano, but not his skinny red friend.
Go back on that thought, Teddy. Derek Keenan told us earlier this week, hey, if they want to take transition chances, that keeps Dane Smith and Josh Byrne limit their floor time. He's totally fine with that.
Josh Byrne. Back to Dane Smith on the near side. 15 on the shot clock. Smith trying to get underneath. Swim move. Dive, drive, shot. And to say no, Smith was in the crease. And quickly, John Tavares will go to video coach Eric Vince and have a look at the replays.
Let's take a quick peek here. Smith beats his man down low. From that angle, Teddy, don't think we're going to take a look, and I think that's what Coach Tavares said as he puts that red flag away.
Keenan off the Walter screen, dives in front, trying to bring it back short side, and just missed. Good chance there by the Rush captain. Now Priolo, the Bandits captain, will bring it across center. Give it off to Nanico. Chase Fraser, quick shot. And knocked the glove off of Chiliano. McKay thought about the dunk.
First clock.
He'll skip it to Byrne. Skip pass, Fraser, toe drag. Oh my goodness, that was between the leg with pace, and it did miss by much. Byrne heavy shot just missed and had Chiliano down and out. And for Frank Chiliano, that was a lucky one. It didn't hit the net, or maybe didn't hit him.
I am stunned. That like between the legs, no looker, harder than some forehand shots are in the game.
Definitely harder than yours. I saw it on tic-tac-toe.
Muffin City.
Shanks, skip pass. Nice handle by Anderson. Swims underneath, shot. Oh, he scored! Right in the buzzers. The shot clock was about to expire. Levi Anderson, his second of the game. And it's a 3-goal lead. First time Buffalo's been down 3 goals.
Levi Anderson, an absolute nightmare matchup for defenses. Puts Matisse in a blender. Spin cycle. Unbelievable finish. He's big, and I think we're getting a challenge here, Teddy.
We're going to go to break. We'll figure this out when we come back. 8:56 remaining. Anderson, does he have 2? We'll tell you when we come back from Bandit Land. Fans inside KeyBank Center loving it. They won't love it if this goal stands. So let's take a couple looks at it, Patty. We're still not really sure what JT's challenging, whether it's crease, shot clock, who knows?
Well, luckily in the National Lacrosse League, these officials have to go over specific criteria. So let's take a peek. Foot goes off the pipe, and then his foot is down. That goes bar, then in. So that's what I think we're going to have to take a peek. When does this ball cross? Hey, he goes down there. I don't know, Teddy.
This is going to be tough. We're going to have to get a couple good angles.
Pipe. See, now watch that right foot.
Yeah.
So here, let's look at the shot clock, because we also thought that maybe, so he gets that off.
Hits the pipe, it's a reset right away, so shot clock's out.
Yep, shot clock is out. But look at that foot, it's down.
Yeah.
I don't think it crosses. This one might be coming back.
I agree with you, partner.
So it goes off leg, off back, off bar, then in, and as that happens, Levi Anderson's foot goes down. I mean, while we have the opportunity, Teddy, that's spin move.
Yeah.
We're talking, that's Matisse. That's not a slouch of a defender.
Well, he put up 222 points at St. Joe's in 5 years.
I mean, it's going to have Saskatchewan fans at home on the prairie scratching their head saying, why is this guy? Why has he not been in the line? Well, trust Derek Keenan, trust Jimmy Quillen, and it's all about the matchups. They felt like his speed could cause problems, but he's not like an undersized little water bug that's going to get tossed around by these big bodies. He actually craves the contact, as we saw that last move.
Yeah, and he's not a pure rookie. He's 25 years old coming in. Like, he's played some games, and at all levels. And now in the National Lacrosse League, he came in a little more mature than some young guys coming into the league. And yeah, he had to sit and watch the last few games, but ready for the occasion. And we're ready to hear from Chris Williams. Is this a good goal or not? Do we have conclusive evidence or not? Down to Chico. And we're trying to read lips. It's no goal. You don't need to be able to read lips to hear the Buffalo Bandit faithful, as Anderson's second of the game is taken off the board.
You said inconclusive. I thought that could maybe be it, but I think that looked right down there. Pipe, back, pipe, then in. And that is just what they call a home team bounce. Now this is what lacrosse is all about. It's a game of inches. What can Buffalo now do with this next possession?
We talk about juice goals all the time. Oh, how about juice calls? Like that's a goal that could really give this Buffalo team a little bit of life. And now they're going to take the in-house TV timeout when we already went to TV timeout. So let's just keep talking.
Don't have to ask me twice, partner. I just, when you look at what this could result, and again, Buffalo still has to go out and score this goal. They still have to. But you're looking at potentially a 5-2 game. If they can come back here and score a quick one, now all of a sudden this game is flipped on its head. Just the way that this game has gone with the swings of momentum. One thing that every team coming into this building talk about is not allowing Buffalo to go on those runs. Do not allow a 2-goal run turn into a 4-goal run, a 5-goal run, because sometimes those 2-goal runs, 3-goal runs feel like an 8-goal run when this crowd gets rocking. That's one thing this Rush team, who is a little bit younger, they do have some elder statesmen that have won championships, that have been on long playoff runs. Derek Keane and Jimmy Quinlan have these guys so calm, cool, and collected, and the moment never seems too big.
8:56 to go here in the second quarter. Score 4-2. Saskatchewan leading Buffalo. Thanks for joining us, Ashley Dawkin, Pat Gregoire. My name is Teddy Jenner. Beside me, statman extraordinaire Joe Del Busso. Producer Thomas Ludwig. Director Brad Coates, our entire crew. Thanks for joining us. This is game one. Don't forget, game two Sunday in Toontown. It'll be 6 p.m. local Saskatchewan start time. We'll have that right here on TSN.
Talk about juice goals. Those fans are going to be all juiced up, ready to roll.
Dane Smith skips it. Ian McKay. Shot score! There it is! Get a call. Use it to your advantage. It's now a 1-goal game as Ian McKay gets on the board.
You cut the momentum, and then you give time for Coach Tavares to draw something up on the TV timeout. And why not draw it up for the hottest stick on this Bandits lineup? No, it's not Dane Smith. No, it's not Josh Byrne. It's the Buffalo Army knife. Ian McKay shoots through 3 white shirts. An absolute snipe. We're going to get a great look here. Dane Smith over to McKay into the back of the net.
And that's point number 201 for the Great Dane. He keeps setting and breaking records. He is now the all-time playoff point leader in NLL history, surpassing his coach, John Tavares. As Connor Farrell gets called for illegal procedure on the face-off.
Well, we know one of the hardest working men in lacrosse, Teddy Cordingley. He's going to have to get that ball, get it all drawn up for Dane Smith. What a moment for the Great Dane.
Here's Zach Mann. Watched by a couple Bandit defenders. Flipped it to Robert Church. He couldn't handle the hot pass. Wires knocks into the turf. Loose ball. And it's grabbed by Steve Priola. They'll wave Nick Weiss off the floor. And give it to Chase Fraser.
Teddy, Steve Priola told Ashley before the game, he said, it's about the adjustments. Are we going to be able to do it? I feel like the last few defensive games, we're seeing more adjustments from this Bandits team.
Little isolation play here for Nanico. Trying to back his way in, gets a pick from Fraser. Nice slide there from Adam J. That shot takes a deflection, goes high up into the crowd. It actually stayed in play. And then Nanico got a shot off late, but it was just as the buzzer was expiring. I don't think I've seen a ball go that high and stay in play.
I definitely would have to agree. I also think Nanico might have been behind goal line extended, so even if that does go on cage, it's not down as a reset.
Walter gets a big pick from Anderson, takes the shot, bouncer! Oh, and Vince had to be careful with that one. Quickly up ahead, Nick Weiss. We'll give it to Dane Smith. Weiss, pick and roll, gonna stay in play. Smith can't get underneath, gets another pick from Weiss. Backdoor cut from McKay! What a cut! 2 in a row, and we're tied at 4. What a pass from Dane Smith!
Dane Smith sees pressure coming. How about the hard work from Nick Weiss, the defender, staying and playing? But look at the find. He doesn't panic, creates his own space, and from the clouds, Ian McKay catches, releases, deposits in the back of the net to tie this game up at 4.
So alley-oop from Dane Smith to Ian McKay is 11th of the playoffs. And we're tied at 4. And every time Saskatchewan seems to go up 2, this veteran Buffalo Bandits team doesn't panic, able to get back into things and tie this game up. Now, with 7 minutes remaining in the half, can the Rush again find the lead? Ryan Keenan. His father, Derek, won a championship here with the Bandits back in 1993. Man, shot, turn aside, rebound. Oh, what a save! Sliding post to post. How is that guy 42 years old?
Stacking the pads. My body just hurts watching him do that.
Fraser with a head of steam. Doug scores! Bandits, 3 in a row. And they have their first lead of the game. It's 5-4.
Unbelievable individual effort from Fraser, but it all starts with the one save, stacking the pads. It's an absolute beauty. And down the floor, Chase Fraser, a.k.a. I don't score ugly goals, beats his man underneath, takes flight, and slams it home to give Buffalo their first lead of the game.
6:25 remaining in the half. He was telling us that when they were flying home from Vancouver, he got off the plane and his phone was just blowing up because he was on the Pat McAfee experience showing his sicko goal from the game against Vancouver. They said, I never thought anything of that would happen to me, and the sicko name has stuck, and he just put the sicko game on hold. Here's Garland. Had a man up ahead. We'll give it to Boudreau. Got to get across center. He does. Right back to Holden Garland. He'll skip it. Now man, shot well off target. Loose ball, shot on target. I think that was Garland with a loose ball in front. He took an extra shot for good measure from Thomas Whitty.
Your Saskatchewan said, don't force the issue. I know these runs, just 3 goals, it feels so suffocating. Just a chip in a chair.
Big pick there from Buchanan. Easy call for the official. Now Saskatchewan trying to run. McClellan. This guy Holden Garland said doesn't get enough credit for the work that he does. He may not have a lot of caused turnovers or a lot of loose balls. He may not say his name a whole lot, but oftentimes that's a good thing for a stay-at-home D guy.
No doubt about it. Just sits in the chair, goes to work. It's not allowed much.
Neely again, trying to bring it up over the top. Anderson with a loose ball, got to get a shot off. He does late. And of course, who soaks it? None other than Paul Dawson.
I get it. You played junior as a goalie, got drafted as a goalie. But what he's done with blocking shots is absolutely ridiculous.
It's Fraser trying to pull the roof off this place again. Loose ball. Saskatchewan will come up with it. Matt Hossett at his stick check. Ball falls to Jared Smith. He takes a heavy hit there from Nick Cleese. Ball free. McKay. And he wanted to force it to Josh Burner, but bobbled the pass. Little hidden ball trick. McKay's got it. Giuliano calls it out. Dane Smith trying to get underneath. Quick shot. Oh, saves Giuliano. Ball loose right beside him. Giuliano was hoping he'd get the stoppage under 5 whistle. Brandon Heston started the clock, so they had to move.
And Teddy, with all the talk about the transition game, the power play, all 9 of these goals have been settled 5-on-5.
Man had Walter flashing to the middle. Gives it off to Church. Again knocked down in front, this time by Criollo. And the Bandits doing all they can, as they have all year long, blocking and soaking shots. Nanico matched up with Messenger. One-time Vito, what a save by Giuliano to deny Josh Byrne on the one-timer. And little spin cycle. Dashes across center. One-on-one with Matisse. Keenan thought about shooting over top. Tucks it, shot, miss, loose ball. It's going to fall to Matt Vince. He wanted to go deep, he will. And Boudreau wasn't really paying attention. Now McKay to Matisse. And wisely doesn't force the shot with 3 minutes to go. Man's D'ing up Dane Smith. Backdoor look. Matisse, oh, he hit the pipe. A one-handed attempt from his offside. Up ahead, Boudreau. Odd numbers here. Boudreau up top, shot through a screen. Didn't make it on target. 15 on the shot clock. Boudreau with it. Saskatchewan doesn't even have a real full offense out there. Messenger will take it. Scores from outside the restraining line. What a bullet from Messenger. And we're tied at 5.
Teddy, at morning shoot-around, Mike Messenger all by himself for the last 10 minutes of practice, nuking shots from the outside. It's almost like he knew maybe there'd be an opportunity, but he rips this one all the way from North Tonawanda. An absolute cannon. Goes high to low. Kids, if you're watching, change your planes on a shot. Good things happen.
Sure, Rivers watching back home. Posted up on the couch, watching Dad do his thing. Naso wins the draw, but good pursuit there by the ball team of the Bandits. And that's one thing Steve Dietrich said, Connor Farrell may not always win the draw, but our compete is second to none. Now Wires trying to break free. Who's going to come up with it? It's going to be Jared Smith for the rush. Jake had his bucket knocked off. Smith across center. Find Robert Church. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. What a start to the NLL Finals. Keenan's shot turned aside by Vince up into the netting. A minute 48 shots, 27-17 for the Rush, but the game is tied at 5. Matt Vince doing his thing, as are the defenders in front of him. The GOAT and the Great Dane side by side, and now the Dane is one ahead of the GOAT.
You see that there, just remarkable, gaudy numbers from both of these legends. And the scary thing is Dane Smith has so much more left in the tank, and you could argue, well, you know, there's less playoff games back in the day. Well, look at the points per game. Dane Smith with 6 points per game in the postseason. Unbelievable, but there's no doubt that you can't tell the story of the Buffalo Bandits without both these men, whether it's Tavares as a coach, as a player, and Dane Smith maybe one day was the greatest to play the game.
Ball loose in the corner. Walters couldn't find it. Riolo does. 90 seconds remaining in the half. Coming up at halftime, we'll break down the first half, and then Ashley, Pat, and myself will talk about some of the award winners that were announced this past week throughout the NLL. Here's Josh Byrne. Circles high. Gives it off to his good runner mate, Dane Smith. Gets a pick from Buchanan. Smith. Luce. Buchanan low to low. Saves Giuliano. Loose ball picked up by Hossack. Flips it up ahead. Boudreau. Wisely won't force it. Under 60. Bouncer scores far side. Austin Shanks. I'm not sure Matt Vince was ready for that one, but as Derek Keenan called it, that's a 50 goal scorer shot right there. Bouncer far side under the glove from Austin Shanks.
What an unbelievable playoff run Austin Shanks is having. The pride of Whitby, Ontario. And that is just, I get it. Normally you're going to trust your goalie Matt Vince to get, but that, you're right, that is the 50 goal scorer. A bouncer underneath the glove. Buffalo has to do better with gap control. You cannot allow Austin Shanks to get his hands free and shoot like that.
Shanks, 2 goals, 2 assists here in the opening half. Messenger tried to find a man sprinting through the middle. That was Robert Church. Now running is Nick Weiss. He'll push it up ahead to McKay. Shot scores! This guy was playing defense his entire career. And now he's one of the best players on the floor. Give him 3.
this guy do. Turnover. Nick Weiss turns on the Jets, looks for options. He finds a good one in the hottest stick on this Bandits team. Ian McKay scores the game's first transition goal. And whenever it feels like Saskatchewan's grabbing the momentum, it's Ian McKay ripping it back.
He keeps building on his playoff highs. He now has 12, and it's the third straight game he's had a hat trick in the postseason. Naso gets bullied off the loose ball from Farrell, and they quickly call timeout with 31.7 seconds to go. So I'm sure John Tavares would have loved Connor Farrell to take a couple extra steps to get the game clock underneath 30, but I still think they'll be able to pull Matt Vince here.
I think you are right. Again, you don't want to risk the opportunity. And look at this. I love this. Ashley Docking talked about this last game, about how Jake Naso, when he's not taking faceoffs, we know he doesn't get the regular defensive shifts that some of the other players on that team does. But what does he do right away? Goes to the iPad and wants to see, how can I get better? What am I doing wrong? What's my opponent doing? I love seeing that.
Yeah, just a student of the game. Works a lot with the Duke men's lacrosse team down there as a graduate coach, taking tons of reps each and every day. So he's not just sitting on the couch doing nothing. He is a master of his craft, and there's a reason that he's a 61.1 face-off man in the playoffs.
And who did he learn or hone his craft with? Who was his coach? Connor Farrell, the man he's going up against here tonight.
It's gonna be a fun little rivalry.
Oh, I'm sure there were some chirps thrown back and forth, but game week, it's all business.
So as of right now, there's only 5 Bandits on the floor. So it does look like Matt Vince will make his way back in between the pipes. So we'll just go straight up 5-on-5 here. And if Saskatchewan can call a turnover, I imagine the Rush bench will be hollering for a timeout.
I'd not be surprised to see if we do see a jump here and not just see Saskatchewan pack it in.
Byrne. Watched by Hossack. Gives it off to Dane Smith. They clear out for number 92. Split dodge. Gets a pick from Buchanan. Rollback pass. Back to Smith. Outside shot. Turned aside by Chiliano. 5 seconds left in the half. Van screaming for a shot. Giuliano makes a save at the buzzer.
This is elite lacrosse. 2 unbelievable teams. I know everyone wants the madness, the Cinderella stories. None of that. I want the best on best going toe-to-toe in the NLL finals, and that's what we're getting.
We are getting that indeed. What an opening half. 12 goals between the two teams. Ian McKay leading the way for Buffalo with a hat trick. Austin Shanks has 2 goals and 4 points for Saskatchewan. Has been back and forth. At one point, Saskatchewan thought they had a 3-goal lead, but it was taken off the board, and the man who scored the next goal is down on the floor with Ashley Docking.
Yeah, I'm here with Ian McKay, certified offensive juggernaut, 3 in the first, taking flight. Ian, what are you seeing that you're able to take advantage of that the defense is giving you, finding yourself in these goal-scoring opportunities?
Yeah, this weekend's a little different. The way the defense plays, they're not as aggressive as the teams we've seen in the past. They pack it in a bit more, and they got a really good goalie net, so we got to be pretty precise on our shots. And, drew up a play there off the bench, and luckily it was open for me. It was for Josh, and Josh called it off and told me to shoot. So just goes to show our offense and how unselfish we are. And whoever's scoring, we're happy with it.
Got to go with the hot hand. Now this game is far from over. As a matter of fact, you've been in this position before. It's just beginning. What do you think the focus is going to be coming in the second half?
Yeah, we got to get a lot more loose balls. They're out shooting us 28-21. We closed the gap there a bit, but they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities on defense. So those first time loose balls, and then on the other end, trying to get resets of our own and try to wear their defense down a bit. Our defense has been on the floor a lot. We'd like to get theirs on a little bit more.
Thanks, Mickey.
Thanks.
6-6, halftime. Catch your breath, get a drink, maybe a snack, and then come back and reset with us as we break it down. Game 1 of the NLL Finals has been a fantastic one. Halftime coming up next from KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. The NLL final returns on Sunday with Game 2 as the Bandits take on the Rush. Catch all the action 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on TSN and TSN+. Halftime here inside KeyBank Center. Pat Gregoire and Teddy Jenner, thanks for joining us. Unbelievable first half. A lot of people didn't know how this series would go. Would it be a pure defensive battle? Would it be an absolute goal fest? Well, it's been a little bit of both.
And we're seeing a lot. We saw teams kind of, well, I mean, Saskatchewan came out flying, but after that, we saw the defense start to settle in. And as you expect, anytime these big, bad Bandits hit the turf, it's a lot of block shots. It's a lot of eats. It's a lot of great saves from Matt Vince. We're seeing there one from Cam Wires, a big block there. Just the ultimate sacrifice, and even the shots that they are giving up, they're shots that Matt Vince wants to see.
It is just a perfectly executed. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but just throwing hands up and blocking shots, it just is sacrifice. That's all that matters. Sacrificing is also what Ian McKay is doing, and he's put his team on his back.
3 goals. He's cashing his goal props in the first half. He has been unbelievable this playoffs. And this is a guy, you said it, Teddy, a defender, a transition player. Now he's going out the front door, and now he's giving headaches to Derek Keenan and Jimmy Clinton. How do you stop this guy?
Stop him by just keeping this offense off the floor, and that's going to rely on the offense of Saskatchewan and their star player, Austin Shanks.
Well, I don't know if there's been a lot of holes in Buffalo's defense, but one guy that's had to find those holes is Shanks. We talked about there's so much depth on this Saskatchewan offense, but the one guy who stepped up in the postseason and here tonight with 4 points is Shanks. Normally he's a sharpshooter from the outside, but he's scoring from the inside. He's dragging. He's creating space. He is a guy that we talk about all the time. The pressure gets higher. He loves it. He feeds off that. We saw it last series. We're seeing it here tonight.
Let's take a look at your halftime stats, and just goes to show loose balls. Ian McKay said it. The shots are pretty close. Face-offs are pretty good, but they got to be better when the ball is on the rug. When we come back, Ashley, Pat, and myself will break down some of the NLL awards that were announced this week on TSN. We're going to keep telling you because it's important. Game 2 of the NLL Finals is on Sunday in Saskatoon as Buffalo takes on Saskatchewan. Catch all the action at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on TSN and TSN+. Welcome back to halftime. There's a look at some of the NLL award winners. We're going to show you them all, but Jimmy Quinlan wins the Coach of the Year. Derek Keenan, GM. Keegan Bell, teammate. Kyle Buchanan, sportsmanship, and our good buddy John Gertler down the hall wins the Tom Borelli Award for the very first time. And then the big ones: Connor Fields, MVP; Dyson Williams, Rookie of the Year; Dane Smith, Offensive Player of the Year; Matt Hossack, Defensive Player of the Year; Owen Grant, the Transition Player of the Year; and Frank Chiliano, Goaltender of the Year. We're going to pick 3 of those between the 3 of us, and I'm going to let Pat Gregoire kick things off as we welcome in Ashley Docking to the show with the MVP, Connor Fields.
Yeah, let's start with the big one because, yes, I know it's the most valuable. It's the one that everyone talks about the most. But for me, this is more than just the biggest award. This is monumental. Just the second time in NLL history that an American-born player has won the award. The first time since 2010 is when Casey Powell won this. This is huge for players south of the border to realize that inside the box, they can have success. Not a bad moment for a guy just down the road from Bishop time in high school. Unbelievable stuff.
Played some time here in Buffalo as well. Ashley, let's give you the floor to talk Goaltender of the Year.
Yeah, thank you so much. Some of these guys have been lights out. Nick Rose, Matt Vince, Frank Chiliano were the finalists, and it went to Big Frankie, and some people have questions about it because, you know what, it was Nick Rose with the best save percentage. Matt Vince had the most wins. Chiliano owned goals against average. Some people will be detractors and say, hey, goals against is a team award. Is he not part of the team? This is a guy that Sask relies on so heavily. They say he's so humble. He'll never take credit for anything that goes well. He'll always take responsibility for things that go wrong. Maybe Matt Vince didn't have a Matt Vince type of season, even though he was fantastic. Nick Rose won last year. They said maybe, hey, he didn't play as well as he did the prior year. It's Frank's year. You got to give him credit where credit is due. But let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Teddy, Offensive Player of the Year. You think that everybody who voted nailed it on the head?
Yeah, Dane Smith. And I know some people will look at Jeff T's 56 goals, but I want to talk about Dane Smith's 102 assists. 75 of his 100 202 assists were primary assists. That means he was the guy directly passing to the goal scorer. That shows his eliteness. He can score, he can dish it out. He is the most electric and the most effective offensive player. No doubt about it. He's the best player and the most offensive player in the NLL. Ashley, Pat, thank you. Halftime. We'll wrap it up. Second half action coming up. It's a tie game. Who's going to come away the winner? We'll see it on TSN. Welcome back to Banditland. There really is nothing like it here inside KeyBank Center, as the fans love it, and I hope you're loving it as well. 6-6 as we get set for the second half action. Ashley Dock and Pat Gregoire. My name is Teddy Jenner, our entire TSN staff. Thanks for joining us for the first 30 minutes of the NLL Finals. What does the second half have in store? We're about to find out. Farrell, Naso at the dot. And nice job there by Messenger to bat it back to Adam J. And once again, Saskatchewan will have the opening possession of the half. Robert Church right down the pipe quickly. The Buffalo defense collapses on him. Shanks. Clark Walter, who got the scoring started in this game just 22 seconds in. Zach Mans held off the scoreboard. There's a shot on cue. Mans load away, far side past Vince. And the Rush have the first goal in the second half. This time 28 seconds in.
Whatever Jimmy Quinlan said in the locker room certainly worked. Oh my goodness. Zach Mans puts Paulie Dawson on skates, a little jab step like the point guard he is, and then goes low to low, opens the scoring in the second half.
I think he was point guard at Claremont High School.
Well, I mean, with those slick feet, the slick hands, well, how could he not?
His feet Patrick Dodds on the inside the key. Farrell wins the draw, but a little too aggressive on the flip back. We're watching a pregame shooter, and he does his routine just like all face-off guys do. He gets down, and he just practices his clamps, his nuts, and then he starts to work on the rotation out and flipping it back to guys. That time a little too aggressive, but as all players do, working on their craft any chance they get. 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock here for the Rush. Keenan to Haley. Shot turned aside by Matt Vince. Loose ball grabbed by Zach Felton. It'll fall to Vince, and he'll push it up ahead to Nick Weiss. Now Josh Byrne scored the first goal for Buffalo. Skipped it to Dane Smith. Back to Byrne, 10 on the shot clock. Ian McKay. Shoulder save by by Frank Chiliano. He thought he had possession. And now again Messenger and Byrne going at it. Dane Smith gives an extra shot to a defender. And I think they're going to take both Messenger and Byrne. Surrey and New West going at it. A couple BC boys.
We'll get a look here. They get tied up in front of the crease. A healthy cross check.
Saskatchewan number 8.
And then back and forth they go.
4-on-4.
Breckelum says, all right, that's enough, kids. Into the sin bin.
So we'll play 4-on-4 for a couple of minutes here. On that last goal by Zach Mans, Austin Shanks picked up his 5th point of the night, but also his 19th point of the playoffs, which is a new career high. His previous was 18 back with Rochester in 2018. Here is Mans. Working those hot feet. Short side scores. Has Vince dropping. Mans back-to-back tallies. And again, Saskatchewan jumps out to a 2-goal lead.
As Zach Mans is feeling it, held off the goal scoring sheet in that first half. Now he's starting to heat up, and that is bad news for Buffalo Bandits fans. Again, a very similar goal. Cap control is becoming a problem for this Buffalo defense. As slick moves, Mans creates his own shot. That's one of the things he is so good at. He doesn't need a pick. He doesn't need to sweep across. He doesn't need a catch and release. The guy's so athletic, so silky smooth. He can create something out of nothing.
Minute 5 between those 2 goals from Zach Mans. Now, can Buffalo do as they've done all game long? slowly claw their way back into this thing. The guy who's done it the most is Ian McKay. Backdoor look for Buchanan. And a shot just off target. But that was a great look from Ian McKay. Jared Smith will give it to Boudreau. Scored 4 goals in the quarterfinal game against the Georgia Swarm. Shanks thought about it, takes it, and Matt Vince had to be careful with that one and had to reset himself to make the save.
2 former teammates going toe-to-toe there. Shanks early on in his career when he was a rookie with Rochester shooting lots of shots on Vincent Brown.
Dane Smith, good defense there by Ryan Barnable as he stripped Dane Smith of the ball. Adam J. Wisely doesn't push it. McClellan will hold it on the good side of center for Saskatchewan.
Yard sale, and it's not often you see Dane Smith's equipment up for sale.
Here's Robert Church. Going to work a 2-man game with Brock Haley on the near side as we continue to play 4-on-4. Crashing through the crease. That was Ryan Keenan. And Vince is down. Slowly getting up. And there is a penalty called. I imagine this will be to the Rush captain. So crashing into Vince, and it will be 4-on-3 for the Bandits here for 22 seconds. It'll be their first power play of the game as well.
Brandon Hessen. We'll see goaltender interference, the call. Get a look here. First time we heard the box, box, box chant as well. Ryan Keenan, sorry, I should say. Not making much of an attempt to get out of the way accidentally on purpose, bumping into Vince. So massive opportunity now for Buffalo. You said it, first power play of the game. They're going to go 4-on-3.
Burns still in the box. Kluche, McKay, Smith, Buchanan. Buchanan with the up seal. Off to Kluche shot. Turned aside by Juliano. One extra pass. Easy enough for Ian McKay. Give the kid 4. And it's a 1-goal game.
For number 4. But it all starts with this first chance. A great draw, pick and pop. Smith picks up the rebound, and that is just great ball movement. Smith, most players, Teddy, they pick up that loose ball, they're probably just going to crease crank it, try to put it in the back of the net. Instead, Dane Smith, with the vision of an eagle, finds Ian McKay on the back door, puts it home for his 4th goal of the game.
That is why he was the most offensive player, the unselfishness of Dane Smith. As Buffalo will get called for a push on the back on the loose ball. Messenger and Burns step out of the box. And they're going to send him back to the box. They have to get a full stoppage, I believe, for them to be released. Byrne doesn't like it. He's going to have some words with the officials. He's saying, well, how much of a dead ball stop do you want? And they're going to let Byrne out. Are they going to let Messenger out, too? And now they're going to bring Josh Byrne back. And that's because there's 1 second left on the penalty. Can't leave early, Mr. Byrne. Shots 32-24. Played a little over 3 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. So upon the whistle, Messenger and Byrne will step out of the box. We'll be back to 5-a-side. Buffalo 1-for-1 on the power play. And it looks like Messenger's going to stay in play here to keep Byrne on the floor. Shanks takes a high stick there from Dawson. Shanks again, back feed look. Church off the crossbar. Vince might have gotten a piece, maybe off the helmet. Now both Byrne and Messenger will sprint off the floor.
And that's the thing with those two. They're so good on both sides of the ball. I really wouldn't give an advantage to either. Both of them can play out both gates.
Shanks. It's a pick from Church. Good rotation there by the Bandits defense. Outside shot. Ryan Keenan stings the far corner. and restores a 2-goal lead.
And he totally redeems himself. After taking the penalty, he gets released. We'll see here, just hanging out at the top, and look at all the space. Again, gap control, not getting to hands. I know you've got the greatest goalie of all time, but if you let it turn into a shooting gallery, these sharpshooters of Saski are going to make you pay.
You've been watching too many baby AI on TikTok. Austin Shanks now has 7 points tonight. It's a single-game career high in the postseason. Good job there by Naso to absorb the contact and dish that ball off to Bobby Kidd III. Boudreau will roll it back. Good job by Zach Mans to sprint onto that one. Little hidden ball trick here. Mans still has it. Mans off the Walter screen. Takes a bounce shot. Saved by Vince up into the netting. And Zach Mans mixing up his shots, as are the Rush offense.
It's a great point partner. He has just so many different tricks in his bag from his release point.
Mans again gets inside. Trying to go far side. Blocked in front that time by Kyle Matisse. Belzer comes in to try to find that loose ball. It'll be Levi Anderson picking it up. Still plenty of time here in the shot clock. Anderson. Good defense there by Kyle Matisse. You never would have thought that guy had an MCL injury a few weeks ago. Haley, got to get a shot off. He does. Kicked aside by Vince. And then loose ball went right past Nick Weiss. And he smacks himself in the helmet knowing he should have had it.
There's usually a Dyson vacuum. Not often we see him miss a loose ball, never mind an easy one like that.
Shanks trying to go 5-hole. Vince stepped up and challenged it. Up ahead to Wires.
Zach Belter, the hometown product, Wheatfield, New York, just from up the road. You knew he was going to scoop that one up.
Here's McKay. Had it stripped out of his stick. Saskatchewan to try to run. Good job there by Byrne to cause a turnover. But it was a safety check there by Hosick that gets it to Holden Garland. 5.5 gone here in the third. Church, step back shot, had his stick check right at the last minute, and it's going to fall to Whitty. Running is Priolo. He'll find Dane Smith. Priolo trying to run some interference. Kluche and Nanico. Thought about it, skips it to Kluche, flashes through the middle, now sets the screen. Smith on Messenger. Messenger gonna get a penalty. Won't matter, wipe it out. Dane Smith puts it past Chiliano. Back to a 1-goal game. And Smith gets his first of the night.
This is vintage Dane Smith. Gets a full head of steam, and when the Dane train gets running, he's a runaway train. Mike Messenger doesn't get exposed one-on-one very often. He does there, has to try to tug him down, but it doesn't matter because Smith fights through it, buries a goal, gets to this game within one.
Rush bench, close looking at the iPad just to make sure Dane Smith was clean. And they're going to call procedure on Naso. It'll be Buffalo's ball when we come back. Ian McKay's got 4, but the latest from Dane Smith has the Buffalo Bandits back within 1. 8:54 left here in the third quarter. 9-8 is your score. Game 1 of the NLL Finals. What happens after Game 1, Patty? How do these teams fare?
Oh, we hear coaches talk about it all the time. You got to start on time, not just game, series. Look how integral it is to win the first game. When Saskatchewan has won game 1 of a series, they are 7-0. Buffalo 7-2. And when they lose that first one, both of them have not found a way to turn things around.
We still have plenty of time left in this Game 1. So settle in. 8:54 to go here in the third quarter. Game 2, Sunday, Saskatoon. 8 Eastern, 6 local, 5 Pacific. right here on TSN, ESPN+. There's a shot from Fraser. Just never wants to shoot it soft. Always puts as much behind it as he can. And a good job there by Dane Smith to kick that loose ball to a teammate. And Buffalo tie this thing up. Smith takes a chop from Adam J. Trying to go far side. Nice shoulder save by Chiliano. Messenger slowly brings it across center. Gives it to Mans. Looks like he's going to stay in play. Got to stick up a little high on a defender. No call from the officials. Church inside. Shot. Saved there by Matt Vince. Right on the doorstep. Denying Holden Garland, who decided to stay in play. Now Garland with some up floor pressure. Ball batted loose. And smart play there by Connor McClellan not to pick that up. Just bat it free to space to get the 8-second call.
Headsy play from McClellan, but how about the relentless effort, the forecheck from Garland? Not only does he stay in play and almost score, it's not like he runs to the bench for a change. He hunts ball like a shark smelling blood in the water, attacks.
And the Rush take advantage. Keenan. And he floats that one all the way in to the section right underneath us. Roll on the top of the stick. It'll happen from time to time. And here comes Danico. Far side, Dane Smith matched up with Boudreau. Burns trying to weave his way through the deep. Does bouncer, turned aside by the right shoulder of Matt Vince. And they're really playing Josh Burns physical. Barnable across center. We'll give it to Robert Church. Check that, Austin Shanks. Watched by Belter. Late man is Walter. He's got it now. Will fire it to the green head of Zach Mans. He'll take the shot. Shoulder save, actually an elbow save by Matt Vince. He went down to turn that one aside. Good loose ball by Church. Mans, shot. Shoulder save this time. Again, rebound. Shanks, shot, scores! Multiple resets, multiple shots, multiple goals for Austin Shanks.
Big goal, but let's go back to the possession before. Outstanding defense, and there's the rough stuff, the extracurriculars that you talked about. Now here comes the other way. Shot on goal. Vince with a great save. Shanks, again, instead of just throwing that on net, he's got more patience than a doctor. Waits it out, puts it in the back of the net.
Mans and Church with the assist, and it's an 8-point night for Austin Shanks, who had the OT winner in Game 2 of the semifinals. And just continues to have a hot stick here for the Rush. 2-goal game with 6.5 left to go in the third quarter. Buchanan to Fraser. Jake Boudreau one-on-one matched up. Late man is Dane Smith. Buchanan knocks Messenger to the turf. Good recovery, but Dane Smith spins away from trouble. 3 fakes, buries it far corner. Bandit land to their feet. Dane Smith's got a pair, and we're back to a 1-goal game. We said it was going to be a race to 11, Patty. I didn't think that would be even before the third quarter ends.
The offenses are buzzing, and Messenger just a little overzealous. And if you're a goalie and Dane Smith is all alone, spin move, fake, bam, in the back of the net. That much time and space, that is just dangerous for Dane Smith.
The dogs are barking here inside KeyBank Center. Dane Smith with the latest 2 goals for Buffalo, and once again they're back within 1. Saskatchewan has had the answer each time here in this third quarter. Church, Walter, Keenan spins off a pick and gives it to Brock Haley. Good pick there from Church. Haley, good defensive stick. That was Cam Wyatt to knock that pass down. Church was open on the pick and roll.
Doesn't matter if you get beat. Always lead with your stick. Get it to the middle of the floor. Good things will happen. You see Saskatchewan, though, especially this quarter, they're really trying to get back to what was working earlier on in the game. Get the crease guys to move up. Drag them high.
Fraser's fadeaway goes well over top of Chiliano's cage. Bosick running up, gives it to Boudreau. Shanks running away from trouble. Gets a pick, double comes. Good rotation there by Justin Martin. On his wrong side, Haley, a heavy shot. And Vince was down early, but Haley couldn't get over top. Buchanan across center. Under 5 to go here in the third. Bird thought about it, takes it, saved. Loose ball, Buchanan! Tie game, 10-10.
Bandit land is rocking because the team they're cheering for just tied it up. Nice little hitch from Byrne. But how about this? The Nepean Nightmares got a knack for the net. Crashes the net. Picks up the rebound and puts it home. Saskatchewan's got to do a better job when 91 is crashing the crease. Box out your man. Do not allow that guy to pick up the ball. But Teddy, it's a lot easier said than done when the water bug's buzzing around.
5'8", 165, maybe the smallest guy on the floor, but one of the biggest hearts in the entire National Lacrosse League. And he brings the crowd to their feet, and we're tied again. Buffalo trying to find their second lead of the game and their first since halfway through the second quarter. Here's Nanacoke on his wrong side. Give it off to Josh Byrne. Byrne splits, flips, Nanacoke. Couldn't find it. Saskatchewan, numbers, they won't push. Bosick will peel away. Give it to Robert Church. Church trying to get underneath. Good defense there by Martin again. Walter to Mans on the far side. Mans watched by Dawson. 10 on the shot clock. Low shot. Blocked in front by Triolo. Skip pass. Again, Triolo. This time he picks it off. Good shift by the Cats.
Everybody's going to get 25% off their entree tomorrow.
Triolo's one of these players, Teddy, as the game progresses, he's such a in phenomenal shape. When guys start to fade, that's when his best comes to play.
Nanacoke to Smith on the far side. 10 on the shot clock. Smith scores! He's got a hat trick. I'm not sure Chiliano saw the shot. Dane don't care. And Buffalo leads at 11-10.
Once again, it all starts with the back gate. The captain, big soak, blocks the shot. A chance here for Shanks. Picked off. Buffalo runs it the other way. And Dane Smith using the defense as a screen. We'll get a great look here, Teddy. This is a seeing eye shot right over the shoulder of Chiliano. You said it. I don't think he saw it.
Second 3-goal run of the game for the Bandits. The last time they went on a 3-goal run, Chase Fraser gave them their first lead of the game at 5-4. Now Dane Smith does it, and they lead 11-10. Byrne. Fraser. Now Smith. Roll back. Buchanan and Fraser were both there trying to grab it. Carnival couldn't. 5 seconds. Smith from deep. Bouncer. Oh, Chiliano had to make a reactionary save off that bouncer. And a fresh 30 here for Buffalo. Wall's career playoff hat trick for Dane Smith. Buchanan will go for a change. On comes Kluche. Byrne from deep. Just off target. It goes up and out of play. Buffalo saying that hit Chiliano. Referees will discuss it. When we come back, we'll decide and see who has it. But Dane Smith and the Buffalo Buffalo Bandits have their second lead of the game, 11-10 on TSN.
Sunday night, the series shifts north of the border. It's the NLL Finals Game 2 at 8 Eastern.
What a game. What a series.
Someone will have a chance to hoist the NLL Cup. Will it be the Bandits who can claim a three-peat, or will the Rush return to glory? Watch on TSN, ESPN+, NLL+, and TSN+.
Welcome back inside KeyBank Center, the home of Bandit Land. Buffalo leading at 11-10, late here in the third quarter. We knew this was going to be a great game. I don't think anybody expected it to be like this, though.
It's hectic, we're seeing, and I don't even want to call them runs because we've seen the replies. It's 2 goals, then it's another 2 goals. Back and forth we go. We kind of coined this as a heavyweight bout between the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed. Great defense, outstanding defense, elite goaltender of the year, deep offenses. Well, these 2 heavyweights are exchanging blow for blow. We're not even into the late rounds of this one yet.
Unbelievable. Here comes Josh Byrne of the Buffalo Bandits offense. Dane Smith on his wrong side, just missed on the short side rip. And they're going to call Buchanan for going through the crease. Up ahead for the rush. Shanks to Church and right back. Late man is Levi Anderson. Man's one-on-one against Dawson. Skip past to Shanks. He's barreled over by a hefty check from Justin Martin. This ball picked up there by Priolo. He'll move it up ahead. Weiss. And then find Nanakoke off the bench. Byrne with it on the near side. Jared Smith asking for low help. And he gets it. Bouncer from Fraser turned aside by Chiliano up in the netting. Fresh 30 here for Nanakoke in the Bandits offense. Smith matched up there with Byrne. Byrne split dodge. Good recovery by Smith for the triple team. Somehow Byrne held onto it. Skip pass in the middle. Backhand flip. A Ken Fraser goal for the highlight reel.
How did that not come out of Byrne's stick?
I don't want to say he clamped it.
I mean,
here's man. Shot, save, is loose ball. Oh, Clark Walter with a one-handed grab. Church in the middle. Oh, a cheeky backhander that almost eluded Matt Vince. 60 seconds to go in the third. Up ahead, Dylan Robinson. Buchanan will flip to Ian McKay, who's got himself a 4-goal night. Byrne thought about it. We'll give it off to Dane Smith. Smith. McKay. Flips it. One more. Smith. One more. Nanakoke. And he couldn't handle a pass. And again, that unselfish Buffalo offense. You could see it. It went from one guy to the next and all the way around the horn. And every pass could have been a shot, but the next pass was always for a better opportunity.
You almost maybe think it was one too many.
Chiliano to the bench, 6 on 5. Rush looking to tie things up here at the end of 3. Keenan to Mann. Plants his feet, skips it. Haley shot. Soaked by Paul Dawson. 0.7 left. And they might put some time back on the clock. They would say, how is this not off a defender and out?
Oh, let's take a look here.
Must have been a shot clock violation.
Off the stick, yeah, that's exactly it. Because that's a big save. Not from Matt Vince, from Paul Dawson, the king of the block shots.
Dawson drafted by San Jose, 7th overall back in 2006. And as Patty said earlier, as a goaltender out of junior. Well, 45 is in the books. The Bandits have their first lead after a quarter all game. Can they hold on? You're going to have to come back and join us on TSN as Game 1 of the NLL Finals continues.
Back and forth. Neither team can find a way to get a stranglehold on this game. They keep going back and forth. It's going to be a good one here in the fourth quarter. Game 1 of the NLL Cup Finals. It's going to be a good one. Buckle up here on TSN.
15 minutes of regulation time left here in Game 1 of the NLL Finals. Both these teams have been built through the draft, and with more on that, here's Ashley Docking.
Yeah, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. The Saskatchewan Rush and the Buffalo Bandits believe it's greener where you water it. And if you look at the makeup of their playoff rosters, I think it's very clear that when you look at the homegrown talent that the Rush and the Bandits boast, obviously they're top 3 in the league around the top 5 playoff teams this season. It's a mix of new and old guard for Saskatchewan. Levi Anderson, Jake Boudreau, Ryan Barnable join Robert Turch and Mike Messenger. And then for Buffalo, on the other side, you have Dane, Josh, Steve Priolo, and then what Derek Keenan calls the best depth scoring in the NLL with Chase Frazier, Ian McKay, Tehoka Nanticoke, and between the two rosters, active in practice combined, 30 players that the Rush and the Bandits have drafted themselves.
Thanks, Ashley. And Steve Dietrich was saying, hey, we may not always pick at the top like some of these other teams, but when we do pick late, we find gems, and they've done a great job. Both these teams have finding guys that fit their system, that fit their culture, and want to be a part of their systems. Good job there by Barnable, who escaped the overhead check from Cam Wires. Saskatchewan with the first possession of the third quarter, down 1. Shanks, little head nod, gets Brock Haley to step out wide. Skips it, Keenan, backside look, knocked down by the stick of Thomas Whitty. He's had a great game tonight, has Whitty.
So steady, and when he is getting beat one-on-one or off a back check, it's an active stick, blocking shots, knocking down passes.
Buffalo looking for their first 2-goal lead of the night. Dane Smith. Way up top for Josh Burns. Thought about shooting through a screen. Spins off a one-hander. Oh, that didn't miss by much. Loose ball picked up by Jared Smith. He'll find a teammate, Matt Hossack. He's across center. Sidesteps the oncoming check from Nick Weiss. He gives it off to Shanks. Inside. Church. Heavy hit. Scored. They're going to wave it off. Good slide help there from Buffalo as Church got leveled, but still was able to get the shot off. It just happened to be sitting in the crease. Chase Frazier. Low to high again with ill intent on that one. And it'll be over and back violation as that one didn't hit the target. 44-36 are the shots in favor of the Rush. It'll start here in the near side corner with Zach Mans. Mans will circle high, skip it to Church on the far side, and then get it right back. Into the corner, Levi Anderson. Anderson carries high, Keenan wide open. He'll take the shovel shot, turned aside by Vince. Loose ball, Cam Wires has it.
Buffalo doing a much better job staying within their principles, staying tight off ball, locking those creases down, not getting caught up floor too much.
Smith, backside look, knocked down by McClellan. 60 combined saves from these two goaltenders. Long outlet pass, good backtracking there from Justin Martin. And then Matt Vince comes out of his cage to level a hit. And went off Anderson into the netting. It'll be Buffalo possession. So sometimes the goalies get bored. They just, you know what? I'm going to come out and hit you.
Vince dialing back his, look at this goalie hit, dialing back his long pole days back for Canisius College. Big hit out of the crease. That's a coma slide.
McKay with a great look and a great chance. Coming upfield. Unable to bury it. Quickly up ahead. Ryan Barnable has a man off the bench. Shot just missed the far corner. That was Austin Shanks with a head of steam. Loose ball picked up by Kyle Matisse. And he'll slowly, and I mean slowly, bring it across center. Dogan Anico used to be a ball boy for the Buffalo Bandits when he was a kid. Now, one of their star players and playing in another NLL final. One-time feed for Dane Smith. Hit a body, never made it on target. Loose ball, Jared Smith. Gets the pass off and absorbs a check from McKay. Here comes the rush offense, trying to tie this game. Zach Mans, split dodge on Dawson, gets a pick from Walter. Swim move, shot, and Matt Vince makes that save. He'll go short to Weiss, he'll go up the ladder to Whitty. 4 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. I think this might be the longest we've gone without a goal. Smith. The defense there by Barnable. Bird trying to get underneath, flips up top to McKay, double clutch, shot, shoulder save, Chiliana. Fresh 30 Bandits. Bird. Rush pick there by McKay. 9 minutes since the last goal in this game. Smith. Swim move, trying to get underneath, he can't. Good slide help defense there from McClellan. Outside shot by Buchanan, never made on target. One-hit dunk from Kluche, but they'll call him in the crease. And Kluche, a little labored getting off the floor.
All right, if you got Bandit gear on defense.
Here's Ryan Keenan on the near side. Won't take it, spins away from trouble, gives it off to Haley. One more to Shanks. Up top, Keenan. Shot, left leg saved by Matt Vince. Loose ball picked up by the Bandits defense. Whitty running again. Find a man off the bench. It was Kluche. Now McKay. Fraser. 13 on the shot clock here for the Bandits. Watched by Messenger. Roll back pass for Danico. Shot, kicked aside, loose ball, battle coming. Danico in amongst a couple Saskatchewan defenders. And eventually be picked up there by Boudreaux. Now he's got a head of steam, but Buffalo back in well number. Boudreaux thought about taking it. Wisely gives it off to Levi Anderson. Thought he had a second goal earlier in the second quarter, but it was called back for him being in the crease. Weiss. Gonna run on Anderson. Heads up. Oh. Sidestep the oncoming check from Bobby Kidd III. And then he, unfortunately, for unforced turnover, throws it out of bounds. 8:39 remaining. Ian McKay and the Bandits have a one-goal lead. They're holding on. Fingernail biting time here inside KeyBank Center.
When the Buffalo Bandits are playing, you know this man right here with the ball on his stick, there's a good chance this will be the Euro assist of the game. And when the Bandits get spinning the ball around, it looks a lot like the Harlem Globetrotters. So how about this, Ali, and for the Euro assist of the game, Dane Smith doing Dane Smith things.
He is now the all-time leader in playoff points, surpassing his head coach, John Tavares, former teammate at one point. We're talking pregame. You'll see all the people around here. There's a bunch of Buffalo Bandits alumni. I was like, you know, JT's been the longest tenured Bandit, but he's not. 20.
Oh, of course.
The legendary voice of the Buffalo Bandits has been here since day one. He's called every championship, he's called every game, and his voice is an NLL staple. Here come the Bandits. Wires.
We were watching back highlights of the '93 championship, and whose voice do we hear? Swenny himself, getting those Bandit fans all sorts of fired up. Still doing it today.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Smith. McKay. Flip pass, so he tried to find Buchanan just out of his reach. And then a smart play there by Garlett not to pick it up. Let the shot clock expire. 7:50 to go. Time slowly starting to tick away. You're a lot of lacrosse, but every possession is starting to mean that much more. Clark Walter won't force it. Skip it to Church around the horn. Good defense there by Paul Dawson. Outside shot by Shanks. Well off the target. Loose ball picked up by the Moose, Kyle Matisse. Dawson gonna run. Paul Dawson! Paul Dawson just missed top corner. He crashed into the boards. Well, a little bit of fierce anger. Knew he had a glorious opportunity there.
KeyBank Center would have been turned into KeyBank Dome. The roof would have popped off if Paul Dawson ripped there.
I think that's called a stadium. There's no roof on it.
I mean, a dome, a retractable roof.
Oh, there's an outside shot by Keenan. Vince got a piece. It bounced behind him. He didn't know where it was. And now who's that limping? Is that Nick Weiss? There's Ian McKay up ahead. As the Bandit fans pray for a 12th goal. Can Fraser give it to him? One hand backhand flip to Manico. He's playing backyard ball. Now Boudreau caused the turnover. Boudreau shot, put it wide on the low to low. 13 minutes without a goal. Whitty legging up across center. We'll give it to Josh Byrne.
You can tell by the body language, by Saskatchewan's coaching staff, they didn't like that take from Boudreau all that much.
Smith gets inside. Oh, he tried to go short side, hit the pipe. Had Chiliano leading. Fresh 30, McKay to Byrne. Picked up there by Hossick. Hit comes from Kluche. All out Kluche, tiptoes, shot off the post again. Rebound right to Jared Smith. Jared Smith will skip it to Shanks. Back-to-back pipes. And it's still a one-goal game. Inside to Keenan, another pipe. This time off the inside, it goes up and out of play. And Keenan screaming at Jimmy Quinlan, have a look, did that go in? Diving shot, crashing into Keenan, or to the Matt Vince again. Might have been a defender, that time it was Austin Shanks.
Just looking at Coach Jimmy Quinlan, it was a quick look at the iPad, tossed it down, so not enough to throw that challenge flag.
Josh Byrne on the far side. Bandits go strong left, skip pass. Nanico, flip pass to Fraser. Tries to split the double team. Ball pops free. Loose ball picked up by Boudreau again. This time he won't force it. Shanks takes it to the net. See Matt Vince. And he'll wait for the whistle. He'll get it. 4:38 remaining. Stretch time here inside Bandit land. $42,000 50-50. It's been that kind of night. The goaltenders have been fantastic, but so have their skinny red friends, Patty.
When you're good, you're lucky too. I think that's what, I don't know what they say, but what we're seeing right now is ridiculous. It has been eons, it feels like, since we've had our last goal. And it's not for a lack of chances. Look at post, post, post. You guessed it, another post.
Unbelievable stuff here inside Bandit land. Shots 50-40 in favor of the Rush, but they trail by one. Dane Smith will start with possession deep in his own zone. Both teams will have to travel up to Toronto tonight, fly out to Buffalo, or fly to Saskatoon tomorrow, rest up, and get ready for Game 2 on Sunday night. Hopefully you'll be able to join us if you're in Saskatchewan, and if you're not, TSN, TSN Plus, ESPN Plus, and NLL Plus, where you can catch all the action. Here's Kyle Buchanan. Slow and methodically here out of the TV timeout for the Bandits. Byrne will carry high. Get it right back from Buchanan. Now Smith on an island. Backdoor field. Right leg saved by Chiliano. And then what a loose ball by Kyle Buchanan to retain possession. Here's Ian McKay. Gets it right back from Buchanan. Will fire it low to Josh Byrne. He'll carry high. Tuck it. Watched by Messenger. Now Smith. And then the flip back to Buchanan just out of his reach. A diving play there by Adam Jay. Will knock it to Mike Messenger. He bobbled it. And then luckily going to get the 8-second call.
That's Saskatchewan lucky they didn't get a clean reset on that. It could have been close to an 8-second violation.
Now Zach Mans. He's got 2. Ball loose. Shot by Shanks, off target. This one's going to be over and back. And almost apparently looks like Saskatchewan's not panicking, but kind of feeling some signs of desperation now.
I think it's a little bit of a combination of they're trying to force the issue, but also Buffalo's starting to really pack it in. So Saskatchewan feels like they're getting some good open looks. It's just, they're just not connecting from the outside right now.
Here's Nanakoke. Fakes it, gets inside. And then the triple team comes. Good defense by Saskatchewan. Great job by Nanakoke, though, to hold on to possession. Still has it. Up top, Byrne. Toe drag, swag. Step back. Can he shoot it? He does. Just missed on the short side. And then McKay will force a shot. Knocked down there by Jared Smith. 2:45 to go. Zach Mans. It's a pick from Walter. Skips it far side. Now gets it right back. Has it underneath lane. Can't take it. Good recovery there by the Buffalo defense. Man shot right in the logo of Matt Vince. Dare I say, next goal is big, Pat.
Not small, Teddy.
Under 220. Byrne. 13 on the shot clock. Pass knocked down in the middle. Buchanan's going to find it with 10 on the shot clock. Smith one-on-one on the near side. He'll shoot. Safe Chiliano. Oh, what a smart play there by Budo to knock it ahead. Garland will force it. It's picked off. What a play there by Nick Weiss. Weiss still with it. We'll go bench side to Byrne. Inside shot. And then a call Josh Byrne in the crease. McKay with a turnover. 90 seconds left. Now the clock is Buffalo's friend. It's Saskatchewan's enemy, Chase Fraser. Will take to the crease, save Chiliano. Derek Keenan put his hands up for the timeout. Jimmy Quinlan said no, we're not calling it right now. And now they will call it as they get across center. 1:01 remaining in a one-goal game.
Not have it any other way. Game 1, inside Bandit land, under a minute to go, 1-goal game.
1:01 remaining, shots 52-43 Rush. Don't forget, the NLL final game 2 is Sunday. Bandits Rush from Toontown. Catch all the action, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on TSN and TSN Plus. We'll be there. Hopefully you'll be there as well, too. So Chiliano will most likely head to the bench. The human crowbar, Thomas Kaiser, putting the helmet and gloves on. He's probably going to have to do some sprinting here in the final minute as Banditland comes to their feet, rally towels in hand, and trying to help their team to a Game 1 victory. And 60 minutes from back to back to back.
This Buffalo defense and Matt Vince elevated their game in this fourth quarter. Suffocating. Absolutely suffocating. They'll have a chance here to try to ice this with this second last possession of the game.
Remember the semifinals. Saskatchewan loves dramatic shots. Soaked by Paul Dawson. Loose ball to Ryan Keenan. Skip pass. Picked up by Priolo. And Buffalo will call a timeout. What a shift from Dawson and Priolo. Two of the main anchors on the back end. Dawson with the soak. Priolo with the interception. And now what do you do if you're Derek Keenan?
You drop the exact same thing from last game. How about this, though? You mentioned it. Priolo, big block by Dawson. Loose ball comes up. Wires can't grab it. But who can? Boom! Picked off in the crease. Captain Priolo doing his best Christian Benford impression in the secondary, picking off the pass. He waits, and then the timeout is called. 42.8 seconds to go. If you watched last week, folks, you know this thing is far from over.
Far from over. But haven't seen the Buffalo Bandits play a few times this year. They are one of the best teams on 6-on-5 or 5-on-6 exits out of their own zone. Let's see what they draw up and how they can get out of this with the win.
They're taking a peek, checking time on the clock, making sure they get it. Matt Vince, you talk about it. They execute it real well. Looks like Frank Chiliano going back into the cage. So they're not going all sellout mode, 6-on-5, but still expect a full court press here from the absolute horses of Saskatchewan. And it helps when you have Matt Vince back there who he's got a stick. It looks like maybe running a little interference with the pick, getting ready nice and close to Hossack here.
So again, officials just making sure the time is correct on the scoreboard. And to see how much time they're going to put back up. And it looks like 46 probably, somewhere around there. Might add like 3.5 seconds to the game clock here. Matt Vince and Dane Smith just kind of talk over the game plan. Again, Frank Chiliano is roaming the area just in front of his crease. He'll try to execute a pickoff if there's a long ball pass thrown. And watch for the Bandit on the far side of the floor, right in front of the Buffalo bench.
The 46-foot.
46.7 is put back on the clock. They're probably going to send someone to a bench to put somebody out either the front door or back door for an outlet pass. See what they do here. Buchanan, Priolo, and there goes Kluche. And now Vince has it. He's going to throw the pass. Picked up by McKay. He gets over center. McKay falls to the turf. And now McKay's trapping it. And they're going to get possession of the rush. 32 seconds left.
All right, it's going to be Saskatchewan ball.
Chiliano to the bench. Boudreau will start with it in his own zone. Keenan, Mans, Church, Shanks, Haley, and late man is Clark Walter. Here is Mans. Skip pass, backdoor look. Save Matt Vince, they'll call him in the crease. Now the rush have to scamper back here. They won't put Chiliano out quite yet. And again, they're going to check the game clock.
Nick Weiss and Steve Priolo not pleased of this at all. Now this is an advantage for Saskatchewan.
Exactly.
They can set back up. They can go. They can have a quick little chat, figure out what they're going to do.
Let's watch this last play here, Patty.
I thought it was a great executed play. Gets right into the stick. Oh, he just blows a tire.
That's heartbreaking for Church.
From our vantage point, I thought that slide came over and they collided. But he just loses his footing.
So Jimmy Quinlan will talk things through with his defense. As John Tavares will draw things up for his offense. And again, watch for the bench exchange.
Game clock has been reset to 16.5.
So 16.5 here.
Yeah, you're right. You called it, partner. That bench exchange. Quick little Kluche to the bench. Out the back door comes McKay, cuts through the middle, gets that beautiful pass. Ran it all the way to the corner. And it just ran right into a streaking Mike Messenger, which is a scary sight for any forward, any defender, any player, any human being for that matter.
All right, so Dane Smith with possession. He's got Hasek and Boudreau on him. He'll start in his crease. Priolo, Buchanan, Kluche. And they'll throw this one deep. Bounces towards the net. Oh, it's deflected! Off Buchanan's stick and in. The unlikeliest of goals. And the first 2-goal lead of the game for the Bandits comes on an empty netter off the tip of Cal Buchanan's stick.
Ball is under review.
Under 2 minutes, the play is automatically under review.
Cal Buchanan can't believe it. Here comes the long bomb, misses Weiss's stick, goes off the stick of Buchanan and into the net. Last week, Teddy, remember the last play. Saskatchewan got all the bounces their way. This time, it's Buffalo who capitalizes on a fortuitous bounce. Might be the easiest hat-trick goal Cal Buchanan scored in his career.
I would say so. He didn't actually even shoot it.
Tip drill.
Tip drill indeed. Currently 10.8 on the game clock. And they're going to actually take Farrell off of the draw and put a true defender down there to take it. And this review looks like it is complete. Chris Williams will send Banditland into an uproar. And now we're going to get another Bandit player to take it. And it's going to be Farrell. And now they got too many men on the floor, so Wires will hurry up and get off the floor. That was the first goal in 18 minutes and 13 seconds. Over a quarter without a goal. Naso wins it clean, but Messenger can't find it. 8 on the clock. Messenger demands. To Keaton, and the Bandits take game 1. Dane Smith scores the game winner with 3.5 left in the third quarter. And Buffalo hangs on to win it and are 60 minutes away from a three-peat. That seems like an eternity from now. Jimmy Quinlan quickly out to his teammate, tapping everyone to a man on the back, saying, hey, we're good, great game. And he'll come and shake the officials' hands. They'll regroup, head back home to a place where they have been fantastic here in the playoffs and all season long. It was a team effort from this Buffalo squad, and Dane Smith really in the second half put his team on his back.
Known now as one of the best facilitators to ever play the game. Well, here tonight, he called his own number, and it was big goals using that big frame, the big shot from Dane Smith, making his presence felt in the playoffs. This is a guy that just believe a couple of years ago, Teddy, talking about can he get the job done? Can't win in the big moments. Fast forward, 3 years later, he is on the precipice of leading this Bandits team. 1 game away, 1 win away from potentially making history for Buffalo.
Dane Smith has been in the National Lacrosse League for 12 seasons. He has 8 100-point seasons. He has 5 of the top 8 scoring seasons of all time and the 4 best assist seasons, and he is now the all-time leading scorer in NLL playoff history. And then Mr. Hat-Trick is down with Ashley.
Dane, congratulations. The game-winning goal, a hat trick as well. You're one of the best facilitators in the game. What are you looking for when you decide to attack and be more assertive?
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about how I slowed down offensively on the scoring sheet. You know, when I can score goals, I just try to help my teammates out to the best of their ability. When I have the shot, I have to shoot it so I can be a threat as well. But all my teammates are getting me open, and that was for them.
In the first half, Ian McCabe said you guys need to get some more loose balls, maybe just hustle a little more, those grinded out plays. Do you think you responded well in the second?
Yeah, that was amazing. You know what? 2 great teams. You know the defense is going to be good, the offense and the goaltending. It's going to come down to little battles, stay out of the penalty box and loose balls, and we cleaned it up in the second half.
Game 2 on Sunday in Saskatchewan. What are you looking forward to the most?
The weather, of course. No, we're excited to go there and hopefully punch our ticket.
Congratulations. See you on Sunday.
Thank you.
Just so Dane knows, it's like 27 degrees in Saskatoon, so it is going to be a great weather day. But an impressive performance from Dane Smith in that third quarter. 3 goals. He's now the all-time leading scorer with, I think, 207 all-time playoff points. The guy had an incredible night, but what a team effort from Buffalo.
Yeah, it really was. I think when you look at the offense, obviously Dane Smith jumps off the page. Ian McKay with an unbelievable night, but down the stretch, when this Buffalo Bandits team needed the most, it was the defense. It was Matt Vince. 0 goals in the fourth quarter. Remarkable, but it was led by the leader, that man right there, Matt Vince. Save after save, kick saves. We saw him come up with beauties. He got a little lucky too with some bounces, but it was a really helter-skelter start for Buffalo, but he was the guy that calmed things down with some big stops. He was unbelievable. Again, got a little lucky there as well, but he's the heartbeat, the soul of this team. When he's going, when he's feeling himself, especially down the stretch, 0 goals in the fourth quarter. That was perfectly executed defense and goaltending from the Buffalo Bandits.
You got to be lucky to be good, and sometimes you got to be good to be lucky as well. Don't forget, Game 2, Sunday from Saskatoon, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, right here on TSN and TSN+. What a game. It was an early scoring affair for the Rush. They led for most of it, but it was Dane Smith taking over in the third quarter, and then Matt Vince in the Buffalo defense shutting the door in the fourth quarter, as they often do. Saskatchewan's not out of it. They still got Game 2 at home and try to force a Game 3. For our entire TSN crew, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you from Saskatoon. The Bandits have a 1-0 lead. They're that close to the 3-peat.